Welcome back to Everyday Health Stories by Dr. Coda Reddy, the podcast where we unravel the complexities of medical science through the stories of real people and their health journeys, along with the valuable lessons they've imparted. Before we begin, hit pause for a moment and click on the follow button. By following, you'll receive updates on our latest episodes, get access to exclusive content, and join a community of listeners transforming their health one story and one micro habit at a time. Please remember that this podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare provider for any medical concerns. Now, let's dive into today's story. It was a crisp Tuesday morning when Harold walked into my clinic, his footsteps a little heavier than usual, and his expression clouded with a mix of resignation and faint hope. Harold had been a familiar face for years, a man whose presence seemed to fill the room with warmth. In his late 60s, he was robust, with a steady gait and an easy smile. But today, that smile seemed a little forced, as if weighed down by the invisible burden he had carried for decades. I turned to his lab results, the familiar click of the mouse breaking the silence. And there it was again, a pattern that had become all too predictable. Harold's triglycerides were elevated once more. The numbers told a story I had seen many times before, a relentless, stubborn rise that had persisted for over 40 years. As I glanced up at him, his eyes met mine with a look of casual surrender, as if he had already accepted this as his fate. Why, Harold? I thought. Why do these numbers never change? For a moment, I pondered the usual suspects. Alcohol, fructose. These were the prime culprits in cases like Harold's. But something felt different, an itch at the back of my mind that told me there was more to this story than met the eye. I leaned back, feeling the weight of countless similar consultations, and decided to dig deeper. I needed to unravel this mystery, to find the hidden threads that had kept Harold's triglycerides so relentlessly high. And so I probed into his daily habits, his routines, his small indulgences that seemed harmless at first glance. Harold began to recount his days with surprising enthusiasm, painting a picture of a life filled with seemingly innocuous choices. He described his mornings, beginning with a hearty breakfast, eggs, bacon, and a slice of whole grain toast drizzled with a bit of honey. A fruit smoothie followed, a burst of natural sweetness that he believed would set a healthy tone for the day. He spoke of his afternoons spent in his beloved garden, nurturing the plants, breaking only for a light lunch of salad, often sprinkled with fruits. Then came the evenings, a time for relaxation with a glass of wine and the comfort of a small dessert. As Harold continued, I began to see it, a pattern, a hidden chain of sugary moments intertwined with his everyday routine, each one feeding into the next like a quiet but relentless tide. The honey on his toast, the fruit smoothie, the wine, small seemingly harmless pleasures that had accumulated over the years like silent saboteurs. Fructose, the hidden menace lurking in the shadows of every meal. I felt a spark of realization. Here was the answer, hidden in plain sight all along. Harold had unknowingly fallen into the sugar and alcohol trap, a web spun from countless tiny decisions that, over time, had woven a net strong enough to entangle his health. I explained this to Harold, how fructose and alcohol, even in moderation, could silently elevate triglyceride levels. His face paled with a mixture of disbelief and dawning understanding. Fruits were supposed to be good, weren't they? Wine in moderation was heart healthy, right? But the science was clear, and I could see that Harold was beginning to grasp the magnitude of the changes he needed to make. But then came the moment of revelation, the crucial turning point that every story needs. I told Harold that by cutting out foods high in fructose and limiting alcohol, his triglycerides could normalize in less than 72 hours. He stared at me, wide-eyed, as if I had just offered him a lifeline he never knew existed. Could it really be that simple? From that day forward, Harold embarked on a new journey, one filled with determination and caution. He methodically began to identify and eliminate all sources of sugar and fructose from his diet. He replaced the honey-laden toast with savory options like avocado. The fruit smoothies gave way to green, vegetable-based alternatives. The nightly glass of wine was replaced with herbal tea. Week by week, Harold fought against old habits, resisting the siren call of the sweet tastes he had enjoyed for so long. He faced moments of doubt, of craving, of the almost imperceptible pullback towards his old ways. But with every temptation resisted, he felt a new kind of strength growing inside him, a strength that came from knowing he was finally taking control. A month later, Harold returned to my office. This time, there was no resignation in his step, no weight on his shoulders. He was practically glowing. As he handed me his new lab results, I could see the excitement in his eyes. His triglycerides were normal, for the first time in 40 years. I looked at the numbers, then at Harold. He had done it. Against all odds, he had broken free from the trap that had ensnared him for so long. And in doing so, he had rewritten his story, not just with words, but with action, with commitment, with every choice he had made along the way. As Harold left my office that day, I was reminded once more of the power of knowledge, the strength that comes from understanding the hidden dangers lurking in our everyday choices. Sometimes, it isn't about the latest medications or the most complex treatments. Often, it's about shining a light on the silent saboteurs and making small but significant changes that can transform our lives. Harold's story became one of my favorites, a testament to the human spirit's ability to adapt, to learn, and to overcome. It's a story I tell often, hoping to inspire others to look closely at their own lives, to see the hidden traps they might not even realize they're caught in, and to make the changes they need to break free. Triglycerides are fats in your blood stored by your body for energy between meals. However, when consumed in excess, calories, especially from sugars like fructose and alcohol, can lead to high triglyceride levels. Elevated triglycerides, known as hypertriglyceridemia, can increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and pancreatitis. To manage triglycerides, here are some practical tips. Number 1. Reduce sugar and fructose intake. Cut down on foods and drinks high in added sugars, like sweets, sodas, and fruit juices. Avoid products labeled as natural sweeteners, like honey or agave, which still contain fructose. Focus on savory foods and snacks that don't trigger a spike in blood sugar. And be mindful of hidden sugars in sauces, dressings, and packaged foods. Opt for nutrient-dense vegetables and proteins that support balanced blood sugar levels. Number 2. Limit alcohol consumption. Even moderate alcohol intake can raise triglyceride levels. Try replacing your evening drink with a non-alcoholic option like herbal tea or sparkling water with a splash of lemon. Make alcohol an occasional indulgence, not a daily habit. Number 3. Incorporate healthy fats. Focus on healthy fats from sources like avocados, nuts, and seeds, which can help reduce triglyceride levels and provide essential nutrients. Use avocados or nut butters as spreads, add chia or flax seeds to meals, and choose nuts like almonds or walnuts for snacks instead of processed options. Replace butter or margarine with whole food fats such as mashed avocado or tahini to enhance both flavor and nutrition. Number 4. Stay active. Regular physical activity can help lower triglyceride levels. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise, such as brisk walking or cycling per week. Incorporate short walks after meals to boost metabolism and burn off excess fats. Number 5, manage insulin resistance. If you have conditions like type 2 diabetes or metabolic syndrome, work on managing insulin resistance through diet, exercise, and possibly medication. Speak to your healthcare provider about personalized strategies that fit your needs. And number 6, routine checkups. Regularly monitor your triglyceride levels and consult your healthcare provider for a comprehensive plan tailored to your health status. Remember, small, consistent changes can have a profound impact on your health over time. Just like Harold, you can take control of your triglycerides and live a healthier, more vibrant life. Today, we've journeyed through the subtle dangers that lie hidden in the everyday choices we make. The sugars that sweeten our mornings, the drinks that relax our evenings, the small indulgences that quietly shape our health. Harold's story is a powerful reminder that no matter how long we've been on a certain path, it's never too late to change direction. With awareness and the courage to make even the smallest adjustments, we can reclaim our health, rewrite our stories, and transform our lives. Remember, every choice is an opportunity, every day a chance to turn things around. Your health is in your hands, and the change begins with you. Thank you once again for listening to Everyday Health Stories. We appreciate you taking the time to immerse yourself in today's story, and we hope it has enriched your understanding. Remember, your health is a continuous journey, and staying informed and proactive can make all the difference. Please note that the content shared in this podcast is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult with your physician or another qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. For more information, visit our website. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on our latest stories and health tips. To learn more about lifestyle and diet modifications for managing medical conditions, visit getreadytoday.com or call our office at 281-491-0044. Until next time, be kind to yourself, prioritize your well-being, and keep listening to Everyday Health Stories by Dr. Coda Reddy. Remember, every story has the power to transform lives. Stay tuned for a sneak peek into our next episode. Next time on Everyday Health Stories, we follow the harrowing journey of Jane, a health-conscious woman whose well-intentioned decision to cut salt from her diet nearly cost her everything. What started as a simple effort to improve her health quickly spiraled out of control, leading to muscle weakness, seizures, and a desperate race against time. Her body was shutting down, and the cause was something no one expected. Will she survive the ordeal? Or has she unknowingly set herself on a dangerous path? Find out on the next episode. You won't want to miss this one.